40. Stop, look, and listen. Presidents reflect. They don't shoot from the lip. They think, consider, ponder, observe, probe, and listen. They stop and observe. They stop before saying the wrong thing. They stop before making a snap decision. They stop before sending the barbed letter. And they watch and listen some more. To become a president, you must master the art of and ability to stop, look, and listen. Listening is very difficult, especially for aggressive, energetic, bright people. You must train yourself to always be on high receive. You have to hear the unsaid, just as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes heard the dog that didn't bark. You have to listen to what the eyes, hands, and frowns are saying. You have to listen to customers, suppliers, supervisors, colleagues, non-customers, company salespeople, competitors, everybody. Listening can be learned. It can be practiced. When someone is speaking, stop what you are doing, look at the person, and listen. Good listeners are considered great conversationalists. Listening is equated with wisdom and intelligence. Listen, listen, listen. 41. Be a flag-waving company patriot. If you want to be president of your company, you must commit yourself totally to your company and to its products or services. You must understand and believe in your company's mission. You must personalize your company's culture and then add to it. You must do this unflaggingly, publicly, and without reserve. You must use the products, if possible, and promote them tirelessly to all. Do not go to work for a company if you cannot unabashedly shout the virtues of their products. If you do not believe in smoking, handguns, champagne, or yogurt, don't work for companies that make such stuff. Buy stock in your company if it's available. Only buy your company's products if that is reasonable, and recommend them stridently to friends and family. Cynicism about one's own corporation is the hallmark of losers, not future presidents. 42. Find and fill the data gaps. In business, when someone says, "I think," or "we believe," or "it's my opinion," that means they don't know. Identify what you don't know and what your organization doesn't know. These are data gaps. Don't be misled by the clever articulation of bright people in the company who only talk to each other and never leave the office. Get the facts. Talk to customers and users. People who know they cannot possibly know everything, but are willing to work very hard to find the data, succeed. 43. Homework, homework, homework. Most people in business never really work hard. They manufacture a busy look by bustle and busy work. They read reports, go to meetings, write long-winded memos, fill out forms, and waste time. This is the rocking chair syndrome. Lots of movement, but they're not going anywhere. Hard workers spend the same amount of time, but they use it intensely. They do the hard things. They do the homework. They find out the facts. They figure out how to get something done. They work on the nitty-gritty details of execution. They cover all the bases and consider all the options. But most of all, they think. They dig. The rocking chair guy prepares for his history test by reading 8 chapters 10 times in 7 hours. The homework guy breaks the chapters apart, synthesizes the information, and memorizes the 8 chapters in 7 hours. Success in projects is anticlimactic. Homework preordains it. 44. Never panic or lose your temper. As Thomas Jefferson wrote, nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain cool and unruffled under all circumstances. Unquote. Temper tantrums, immobilization, unwise snap decisions, finger-pointing, and acts of cowardice are all signs of panic. Good presidents don't panic. They don't throw tantrums. They keep themselves in control so they can keep control of the situation. In the course of making fine wine, one of the crucial time periods is the crush. The crush is those few weeks when the grapes are selected for harvest. tested for quality, chosen or rejected, and crushed to release the juice that will eventually become wine. Mistakes or misjudgments during the crush can adversely impact the entire vintage, resulting in a damaged reputation and reduced prices and profits. Some years ago, in the midst of the crush at a famous winery, the president received a frantic call from his managers. The winemaker had resigned. The president instantly knew the damage potential, but he stayed calm, thought for some moments, then asked, "What would you do if the winemaker had died instead of resigned?" The managers said they would make so-and-so the winemaker. "So be it," said the president, and the new winemaker carried on the winery tradition for 15 more years. If a colleague makes an unkind comment to you, do not respond, but it is okay to laugh. Your supporters will be as offended as you. Your detractors will sense your control. Anyone else will see you as above the fray. Do not get angry. Even when anger is justified, observers are put off by the angry person. School yourself not to panic. Tell yourself to stay calm. If you have 10 seconds to make a decision, think for 9. 45. Learn to speak and write in plain English. You must learn to communicate. You must be articulate. More time and money are lost in business due to poor communication than to any other reason. Billions of dollars in advertising is wasted annually. Billions of human hours are spent doing wrong or unnecessary tasks. Billions of pages of reading matter are never read. Business communications must be precise, complete, and totally comprehensible. Both written and verbal communication, especially job direction, must be to the point. Long, tedious, flowery, jargon-filled communications are wasteful. If your people don't get it right, they won't do it right. Spend as much time as necessary getting perfect mutual understanding of what is to be done. The irony about communication in industry is that so much is communicated about the lack of communication. Good communication is hard work. It requires a sensitivity to the audience or readers. You must understand your audience's needs, their mindsets, available time, and other priorities, how they absorb information, and their educational level. Follow these guidelines for clear communication. Be sure your letter or memo is necessary. Have a specific objective for the communication. Choose the simplest mode possible. Do the homework and have all the facts. Write a scattergram of all your points. A scattergram is a written collection of all the points, ideas, facts that will go into your writing. Don't prioritize or organize. This is a get-started tool. Organize the message carefully. Write a zero draft. A zero draft is your first attempt and is always rewritten, condensed. Write a first draft. Edit ruthlessly to a one-page final draft. Use language your audience will understand. A good rule of thumb: think for 3 hours, write for 1. 46. Treat all people as special. People are more than people. They are individuals. They are mothers, fathers, soccer coaches, charity workers, PTA volunteers, Sunday school teachers, and contributors. They can do a lot if it is appreciated, and they can do more if they are motivated and thanked. Excellent managers make people feel that they are asked, not questioned, overpaid, not underpaid, measured, not monitored, people, not personnel, sold on what to do, not told, instrumental, not instruments, workers, not worked, contributors, not costs, needed and heeded. 47. Be a credit maker, not a credit taker. Give everybody 100% credit for the work they do. If you have 5 people reporting to you and each gets 100%, you get 500%. That's the way it works. It's like building a house. 100% for the guy who puts in the foundation, 100% for the roofer, 100% for the electrician, and the contractor gets the sum of the parts. Many managers don't understand this. They think if their people look too good, they'll be diminished. They think they have to have some of the credit, especially for the fantastic roof. So they steal it. They tell their boss, other superiors, colleagues, and even the guy who did the work that they, the credit takers, were really responsible. The credit taker is insecure, dishonest, and known to all. Even the cleverest credit taker is ultimately found out. He is found out first by the people who work under him, then, albeit slowly, by the rest of the organization. Give proper credit and you will become known as a credit maker, as somebody who gets things done, as a person to work for. Your people will work very hard, as they know they will be fairly recognized. 48. Give informal surprise bonuses. If someone does an extraordinarily good job on something, particularly something that is not part of his regular responsibility, give him a bonus. Don't expect your company's compensation policy to allow this. It won't. Like all corporate policies, the one in compensation is designed to dampen innovation. Don't publish criteria for your bonus system. Don't even publish the bonus system itself. The word will get around. Be irregular. Give different amounts at different times of the year. Everyone who works for you will know that if they do a superlative job, lightning might strike, and they will work hard to increase their chances. 49. Please, be polite with everyone. Use good manners all the time with everyone. Be gracious. Never pull rank. Never wear your boss's stripes. Don't smoke in someone else's office or car. Don't smoke at meetings or meals. Don't swear or use coarse language. Don't put your feet on office furniture. Don't put your briefcase on a conference table. Treat your office, everyone else's office, salespeople's cars, and all company belongings as if they were yours. Always be on time for appointments. Don't let salespeople or visitors wait in the lobby. Don't keep people holding on the phone. Be conscious of other people's time. Don't waste it. Particularly, don't waste your subordinates' time. Courtesy is good business. Always introduce yourself, your spouse, and anyone else clearly and slowly. Always introduce your subordinates to the senior people in your organization. Always say please and thank you. 50. 10 things to say that make people feel good. People who feel good about themselves and their jobs will contribute at high levels. If they work for you, with you, or near you, they will propel you in front of them. Saying nice things to people makes them feel good, but you must be absolutely sincere. Practice and remember to say the following. 1. Please. 2. Thank you. A good manager has cause to say thank you 20 times a day. 3. You remember Larry Kessler in our accounts payable department. This is a way of introducing someone to a superior. 4. That was a first-class job you did. 5. I appreciate your effort. 6. I hear nothing but good words about you. 7. I am glad you are on the team. 8. I need your help. 9. You certainly earned and deserve this. 10. Congratulations. 51. The glory and the glamour come after the grunt work. Graduations, promotions, trophies, kudos, varsity letters, Salesperson of the Year awards, President's Club memberships, and such represent the glory and glamour. Corner offices and big money are also part of the glory and glamour. These are the visible parts of success in business. However, it is the invisible, day-to-day, behind-the-scenes toil and grunt work that many people don't see, appreciate, or do. It is the grunt work that counts and begets the glory. It is the homework, the early mornings, the weekend travel away from home, the checking and rechecking, the trial and error, and the endless hours of inch-by-inch progress that the glamour masks. If you begrudge the grunt work, you will not get the glory. 52. Tinker, tailor, try. In business, failure costs so much money that most every satisfied company with more than 1,000 employees avoids the risk of innovations. Perhaps 97% of all people in all organizations are afraid of change and innovation. But new ideas and new products are what create new customers and are the wellspring for a company's continued vitality and survival. The ability to create new products is tedious, difficult, and regardless of the company rhetoric, almost always counterculture. To be an innovator in U.S. corporations is unique, but it is a quality boards of directors seek. Not many things work perfectly the first time. Hit novels and Broadway plays aren't published after one draft. New product development is a labyrinth of wrong routes and dead ends. Ideas need noodling and tinkering and fiddling to become workable. Nurture the good idea. Spend a little, not a lot. Don't risk big money in the embryonic stage. Get feedback. Tinker with the concept. Tailor it to better fill the needs of the target audience. Most importantly, try something. Try this, try that. Don't talk, don't have meetings, don't write memos. Do something. Make an ad concept, build a prototype, give out samples. Then tinker some more, tailor it a bit, and try again. If it's a bad idea, you'll know it. Drop it. If it's a good idea, you'll now be able to sell it to the corporation. You can manage the risk and manage the investment escalation. 53. Haste makes waste. One business myth is that it is admirable to be the aggressive, super sure, rapid-fire manager who makes one quick decision after another. This style might be okay if the decisions can be reversed or altered with little impact, or if there is a catastrophe with an absolute time frame, such as a fire in the factory. But decisions made for speed's sake are risky. There are two kinds of decisions, revocable and irrevocable. Knowing the difference is a hallmark of the good manager. Revocable decisions are changeable decisions and can be made relatively fast because their impact is less, and if wrong, there is time to redo. The organization has to live with irrevocable decisions. Learn what defines revocable and irrevocable in your organization. Here are typical examples of revocable decisions. Office layouts, advertising schedules, pricing, not making a decision, committee assignments, company policies, choosing an insurance company, phone services. Generally, these kinds of decisions are irrevocable. Brand names, acquisitions, executive hires, new buildings. You must always think fast and study fast to be able to decide fast. 54. Pour the coals to a good thing. If you find a good thing, no matter how prosaic or tried and true, pour the coals to it. Not every success is solving the big problem, developing the hot new product, or turning around the bad division. The financial objective of an enterprise is to provide a significant return to the shareholders. You do this by the profitable finding and filling of customer needs. If the customers like it, don't change it. Don't change the label, the ingredients, the name, the price, the advertising, or anything else. The Disney company understands a good thing. Mickey Mouse made his stage debut over 50 years ago. Understanding the phenomenal allure of Mickey Mouse, Disney invested heavily to create an American icon. And today, Mickey Mouse greets kids at Disney World, stars in books and movies, sells everything from dolls to eyeglasses, and is the star of Disney stores. Procter & Gamble never tires of telling people that Ivory soap is 99 and 44 100% pure. In fact, Procter & Gamble has been using that slogan for over 100 years, and Ivory soap continues to be one of the best-selling soaps in the U.S. Don't change the formula for success. Rather, pour the coals to it. 55. Put the importance on the bright idea, not the source of the idea. Always be on the lookout for ideas. Be completely indiscriminate as to the source. Get ideas from customers, children, competitors, other industries, or cab drivers. doesn't matter who thought of an idea. What matters is who implements the idea. Many managers don't understand this. Creative people are doers. They recognize a good idea right away. They add their own personality in the relentless execution of the idea. Creative people don't say, "Whose brilliant idea was that?" They don't belittle ideas or the suggestors. They simply can't be bothered. Truly creative people realize they have only one brain, no matter how fertile. So they enhance the probability of getting good ideas by listening to the ideas of others. If they listen to 100 people, they've multiplied their creative capacity 100 times. 56. Stay out of office politics. Too many executives think the road to the top is paved with the bodies of their colleagues. They scheme to embarrass or downgrade their fellow managers. The crude ones are gunslingers. The clever ones use stilettos. They are often sycophants. They're at your feet or at your throat. They are obvious. They survive only in poor organizations. Rampant office politics is symptomatic of a weak leader. The reward system is probably not fair nor clear. The fiefdom may even be in trouble. Instead of fighting the competition or crusading for new customers, the executives fight each other, try to curry favor, and waste time. Don't waste your time. Spend your time creating and accomplishing. Let your actions be your politics. In good companies, contribution counts. Be the last to know. Don't get sucked in. Don't let people tell you something if they say it's confidential. Don't ask, don't answer, don't agree. Don't say anything bad about anyone. Don't gossip. Say, "I don't know." Just work. 57. Look sharp and be sharp. A little vanity is good. Look after yourself and keep an attractive appearance. Stay trim. Get your hair cut properly. Avoid garish and faddish and cheap quality clothes. Maintain a healthy outdoors look. Get rid of the jailhouse pallor. Don't be sickly. Think healthy. Take vitamins. Exercise and eat properly. Recognize unhealthy stress and find ways to relax and reduce stress. Get an annual physical. Have a bright smile. Brush your teeth and have fresh breath. Get your teeth fixed and get braces if you need them. Keep your hair, hands, and fingernails clean. Eliminate dandruff and avoid heavy cologne. Polish your shoes often. Put a fresh flower in your lapel if you wish. Put a lilt in your step. Be up and smile. 58. Emulate, study, and cherish the great boss. Most people can count their memorable teachers from kindergarten through graduate school on one hand. The same is true with coaches and mentors. It is especially true in business. Great bosses are not common. There are lots of nice people, and there are a few disasters, but the great boss is a rarity. He or she teaches without preaching. They praise properly. The great bosses are challenging and fair goal setters. They are honest. They let their people grow without the restraints of harsh judgment, public criticism, or corporate bureaucracy. Some may be idiosyncratic and have whims, even touches of pettiness, but they are always experienced, hard-working, open-minded, and smart. Seek those people out early in your career. Work for them. Watch them closely. See how they handle criticism and problems. Note how they manage people. Find out how they get things done. Learn their way. 59. Don't go over budget. Get your job done on time and within budget. Senior managers promote people who deliver what is expected. Exceeding budget causes problems. Businesses are always under pressure to reduce costs. Budget overages intensify the pressure. Do not be like the U.S. Congress or state highway departments. Even on the smallest scale in a corporation, there is a need to stay within budget. The burden on the manager is to know clearly what his objectives are and to plan and price the execution carefully. Tight budgets promote creativity, ingenuity, and inventiveness. Look upon a tight budget as a challenge. Find new and less expensive ways of doing things. The corporation will be improved. You will be appreciated. 60. Never underestimate an opponent. Opponents can be competitors, rival managers, or buying committees. They will come in every physical form: man, woman, fat, trim, old, young, nerdy, or charismatic. Opponents will be articulate, bumblers, shufflers, or joggers. Do not be misled by appearance or reputation. Do not become overconfident or smug. Assume nothing. Never underestimate an opponent's intelligence, stamina, or skill. Never underestimate their capacity for good or evil, including duplicity, dishonesty, and cunning. If you underestimate an opponent, you may get knocked on your butt. If you overestimate an opponent, you may be pleasantly surprised. 61. Assassinate the character assassin with a single phrase. One of the most dangerous impediments to one's career is the character assassin. The character assassin usually thrives in a firm racked by office politics. But he can be anywhere. He can be your boss. He is always dishonest, ambitious, and treacherous. The character assassin targets the up-and-comers. He goes after all potential rivals, but upward-striving managers are likely victims because they tend to take more risks and make more mistakes. The character assassin instinctively understands Mark Twain's brilliant observation on falsehood. Twain wrote in his essay, Advice to Youth, that the truth is not hard to kill, but a lie well told is immortal. The character assassin is obvious and apparent to the keen observer, and he will and does attack everyone. These two traits are his vulnerability. When conversation with a colleague turns to the character assassin, and it will, if you are a target, simply say, "Of course, with Mr. X, no one is spared." Your colleague, knowing of Mr. X's style, will assume he too has been a recent target. Assassin assassinated. 62. Become a member of the Shouldn't Have Club. People who belong to the Should Have Club are always saying, I should have done that, I could have done that, or I would have done that. The Should Have Club is full of non-doers, the risk-averse. They never go for it. They are so afraid of losing, they never plan to win. The Should Have Club is boring. The members never get cut or scratched. They never miss a shot in the last second. There are no reprimands, and they make no waves. There is not an Arnold Palmer or Chris Evert or Larry Bird in this club. The Shouldn't Have Club is the place to be. This is the winner's circle. Each time you admonish yourself with, gee, I shouldn't have done that, there will be 10 other times when the results will prove you should have. No guts, no glory. 63. The concept doesn't have to be perfect, but the execution of it does. If you wait for the perfect time, for the perfect new product, for conditions to be just right, you will never get started. Even the greatest of companies and products have been improved since their beginning. If the concept is better than anything else, and it fills a need better than what's on the market now, then do it. If it's a better way, don't wait until it gets a little better. Do not let perfect be the enemy of better. Execute the concept's development and introduction with meticulous attention to detail. Leave nothing undone. Get the product out on time. Be sure the pricing, advertising, and everything else is right. No matter what you are trying to launch, from a new product to a new manufacturing process to a real estate development, it is the excellence of execution that will determine success or failure. 64. Record and collect your mistakes with care and pride. Mistakes are milestones. They indicate action in new and unexperienced areas. They are learning devices. Keep track of them in a section of your idea notebook. State exactly what you did wrong, where you made the wrong move, what motivated you to blow it, what prompted you to say the wrong thing. Were you angry, acting immature, gossiping, or bragging? Did you skip a step in the homework? Ignore a seemingly minor detail. Or were you lazy? Be your own Monday morning quarterback. Whatever the root cause of your mistake, record it. You probably will never make it again. Make notes on what you learned, how you would handle the same event again. Acknowledging mistakes is a sign of security and confidence. It shows a willingness to try new things and take on uncertain ventures. Mistakes are the exhaust of active doing people. A record of mistakes is often the memorabilia of a very successful person. 65. Live for today, plan for tomorrow, forget about yesterday. You can't bring back yesterday, so don't try. Don't brood over yesterday, and don't gloat. Get on with today. Today is very important. It is whatever you want it to be. Plan for tomorrow. It will be a good day. 66. Have fun. Laugh. Business is tough enough not to have fun. If your job isn't fun, you have to change jobs or find ways to add some fun. If you can make the jobs of others a lot of fun, they will work harder and more creatively and feel more satisfied with their careers and lives. A working environment that is constantly blood and guts, pressure, and seriousness is stressful and inefficient. The manager who is able to maintain a sense of humor and to lighten the mental load of his colleagues will always have a motivated, happy team. A sense of humor is a mark of intelligence. That is a quality desired in corporate presidents. 67. Treat your family as your number one client. It is very easy to let your business career monopolize all your time and energy. The more action-oriented you become, the more there is to do. But to force your spouse and children into second place is a mistake. You need the support of your family. It will help you in your career. You need an enthusiastic spouse who understands that some sacrifice is necessary. Your family must be an ally in your future plans. Put your family on your calendar. Schedule as many soccer games as possible. Schedule vacations. Leave work early if you are taking your children trick-or-treating. Put family activities on your to-do list. Give them high priority. Quality time with your family will reward you 1,000-fold. When your spouse or children speak to you, put down the newspaper or book or mute the TV and turn and look at them while they are speaking. You will strengthen that relationship and practice your listening skills at the same time. It is also a polite thing to do. Respond to your family as you do to your job or to that big, important client. 68. No goals, no glory. In hockey and soccer, you need goals to win. A goal is the result of successful effort. No goals, no win, no glory. In business, no goals, no glory. In life, no goals, no glory. You must set goals for yourself. The time management books insist goal setting is the first step in getting control over time. Goals shape your plans, direct your energies, and focus your resources. You must write down your goals in your idea notebook. You should have at least 2 sets of goals. One set for your business career and one set for your life. Your goals should have 25, 10, 5, and 1-year timetables. Your 1-year goals should be broken down into 12 monthly steps. The month should be parceled into weekly steps. You must create a yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily to-do list. On your to-do list, write the things you have to do to reach your goals. On your daily to-do list, put some action that will get you closer to your long-range goals. This will keep you targeted. If you don't have goals, you won't get them. Goals beget goals. 69. Always remember your subordinates' spouses. A business career asks much of a person. Your success very much depends on the contribution of the people on your team. The easier you can make the burden of working, the farther your people can carry the load. A spouse can help or hurt. He or she can understand and be supportive, or can nag and complain. He or she can make it easy for your colleague to work extra hours or to travel. Or the spouse can scuttle the whole effort. The spouse is an important potential ally for the corporation, or, frightfully, a virulent enemy. This is such common sense, but the spouse is often forgotten, left out by the corporation. Don't forget your people's families. When you get a chance, thank them personally for their support. When people are at a national sales meeting, send the spouse flowers. When you're on the road and a colleague wants or feels obligated to take you out to dinner, be sure to invite the spouse as well. Arrange an occasional weekend for two for a job well done. Keep the spouse in mind. Everyone will be a little happier. 70. See the job through the salespeople's eyes. One of the oldest truisms of business is, nothing happens until somebody sells something. Accountants won't count, manufacturers won't make, and managers won't manage until and unless someone sells something. Very few products are bought. Most have to be sold. Someone has to get the order, get the product on the shelf, get the customer to spend money. Selling is key to the enterprise. No matter what your function in the corporation, no matter what kind of a corporation, and regardless of the product or service, you must see the job through the salesperson's eyes. He or she is face-to-face and belly-to-belly with the customer. He hears the customer complaints. He receives the rejection. Spend time in the field. Sell if you can. Travel with the salespeople. Make calls. Attend sales meetings. Conduct training sessions. Learn what goes on out there. This will earn you credentials with the sales force, always a powerful constituency in any corporation. It will earn your spurs with sales management, always a powerful group in a corporation. You will know what motivates and demotivates the salespeople. You will have knowledge of customers, and that knowledge is a source of great power. Work the trenches, and the trenches will work for you. 71. Be a very tough hellar seller. You have to learn to sell like hell. Whether you want your department staff to work on Saturday, or you want your boss's approval on your latest scheme, or you want the plum project, you have to get the order. There are a million books on selling. Read some. You must become a tough, get-the-order salesperson. To be a salesperson who sells, you do not have to have an outgoing personality or a glib line. You have to do the following. 1. Determine your customer's needs. 2. Determine how your product will satisfy your customer's needs. 3. Develop an unshakable attitude of persistence and tenacity. 4. Make the sales call. 5. Ask for the order. 6. Be prepared to make as many sales calls as are necessary to get the order. Persistent and tenacious salespeople know that the numbers are in their favor. They know that 25% of all sales closes are made simply by asking for the order. They know that 75% of all sales closes are made on the fourth or subsequent sales call. They know that 90% of all salespeople never ask for the order. They know that 95% of all sales interviews are really conversation or entertainment, not selling. They know, therefore, that there is little competition for the persistent and tenacious salesperson. They know that making more calls and asking for the order is the formula for success. Persistence, tenacity, attitude. The hellar sellers have it. 72. Don't be an empire builder. Many managers mistakenly think that having the biggest budget or the most people reporting to them is a guarantee to getting the top job. Actually, it is the manager who gets the job done with less people and less money who is most needed by the corporation. Never complain that you are expected to do more than your budget enables. Don't be the manager who constantly needs to hire people and is always adding to his department. Don't use the lack of resources as an excuse. Forget the empire. Promotions and power go to producers, not to people administrators. 73. Push products, not paper. Modern corporations are caught in a terrible dilemma. They need to streamline procedures and cut the bureaucratic creep. Bureaucratic creep describes the incremental growth of red tape in organizations. Rules, useless forms, external task forces, old policies, and so on. They need innovation and prudent risk-taking. They need entrepreneurship. Corporations need to spend all their resources, money, time, people, and plant against the marketplace. But corporations drift to administration and paper. Corporations are afraid of internal entrepreneurial spirit. They can't handle the personalities that build businesses. Most managers can't deal with the informal, anti-policy, anti-procedure style of idea people and business builders. Corporations want monthly reports, detailed expense accounts, personnel reviews on form paper, telephone logs, quarterly reports, year-end reports, 100-page annual business plans, contingency plans, and hundreds of other energy and time-draining requirements, none of which ring the cash register. Do not get paper trapped. Do not accept your corporation's paper handcuffs. Monthly reports are stupid. They are long, boring, late, and examples of creative writing in ancient history. Don't write any. If they insist, rotate the authorship among everyone on your staff. Everyone. Each person should write what they want. Don't encourage the report writer to copy anyone, which saves copying and reading time. Don't bother reading them yourself. Also, don't write memos that rehash a meeting everyone just attended. Don't write trip reports, which are sophisticated expense account and job justifiers. And don't write anything that does not directly improve your company. 74. To teach is to learn and to lead. Always accept the chance to make a training presentation in your company. No matter what your job is, you can improve your company by teaching others what you do and what your staff does, why you do it, how you do it, and anything connected with your responsibility. If you're in finance or labor relations, teach the new salesperson about finance or labor relations. If you are responsible for advertising or market research, teach manufacturing people the ins and outs of television commercials and designing customer questionnaires. If you have to teach, you will prepare your presentation. Your preparation requires homework, organization, synthesis, and practice. The necessary study and discipline will help you master and add to your knowledge. Good preparation and practice will produce a good presentation. A good presentation will earn you a company-wide reputation as an expert in your job. You will also become familiar with many people in other areas of the company. You will create strong circles of influence. Teaching will improve your ability to articulate why your responsibility is critical to the company. Your audiences will come to believe that you are critical to the company. 75. Do not get discouraged by the idea killers. Companies are filled with idea killers. The idea killers come in all personalities, job titles, shapes, and sizes. The idea killers say such things as, "We've tried that before," "Management won't buy it," "We can't afford it," and 100 other anti-risk statements. One of the most common anti-action shots is the insufferable, "It won't work." This is particularly frustrating because it usually comes from people both senior and experienced in the company. The young people who don't know that something can't be done get frustrated. The do-nothings who work at fulfilling their prophecy nourish the status quo. During the oil embargoes of the 1970s and the subsequent pressure to increase the miles per gallon efficiencies of cars, one of the major automakers told its senior engineers to drastically reduce the weight of cars. The senior engineers, imprisoned in their old ways, said making lighter cars couldn't be done, was too expensive, and presented safety problems. So the car company hired lots of young, inexperienced engineers. The new engineers took hundreds of pounds of unnecessary weight off of their cars. They just didn't know any better. Don't give in. Don't let up. Idea people build businesses. Builders get to the top. Don't let the idea killers whittle you into mediocrity. Think boldly. Execute enthusiastically. Battle the inertia in the company. A little success will attract contributors and supporters from every corner of the company. Consider the idea killers as a positive, as an incentive. Treat their negativism as a reason to do more homework. Work harder on the things necessary to make your idea work. Thank you for listening to this program. Now, rewind the tape to one or two random sections. Do what you hear. You will be further on your way to becoming CEO.